I started to get into trouble. I started to, as we know, you know what I mean? I don't have to go into details. We know what happens when you self-medicate. We might think that we're doing something proper, but at the end of the day, we're hurting ourselves. So I went through a period of my life that we became successful in the music industry. I've been on records that sold 40 million records worldwide. The album that I put out with Tupac and the Outlaws, that was the first album that went platinum, so I started to make a little bit of money. And I started to think to myself, money is going to bring my happiness. But I realized the more money that I was making, the more materialistic things that I was obtaining, the more that I was depressed. And it got to a point in my life that I started questioning myself. I didn't want to live anymore. I said, you know what? I have everything. I did everything. What's the purpose of living? There's no happiness for me on this earth. And alhamdulillah, one day I was in a recording studio and I was intoxicated. And I got into a fight with my own little brother. He had to go to the hospital. He had to put staples in his head. And it was an African-American Muslim brother who came and stopped the fight between me and my brother. And he asked me, what is your name? I said, my name is Mutar. He said, it sounds like a Muslim name. I said, yeah, my mother and father was Muslim. He said, I wanted to invite you to a masjid. You know, we exchanged phone numbers. Alhamdulillah, every day this brother named Makal, may Allah bless him, he would call me. I was living in LA. He was calling me every day. Come to the masjid, come to the masjid. I never walked into a mosque in my life. So I said to myself, you know what, man, this brother stopped me from fighting my brother. I'm going to accept his invitation so he can stop calling me. You know what I mean? I accept his invitation, then I go on about my life. You know, I grew up hearing Muslims murder my parents. The mosque is full of Muslims. I remember I took a gun with me because I was, you know, my grandmother had me believing Muslims are violent people. I took a gun with me. I took about 20 homies, and we went to the masjid. And I remember, and this masjid is in South Central, and I remember walking in the mosque, and I started to see people from all different backgrounds, Pakistanis, Arabs, blacks, whites, things that I didn't see growing up in the church. And I remember that caught me off guard. It was my first time in a mosque, and I see everybody dealing with each other genuinely. Real brotherhood. This black dude hugging this white dude, this Arab, Pakistan, everybody getting along. And I remember prayer time came, and the brother asked me to pray with him. I never prayed. You know, like, you know, many of us in Jahiliyyah, when we pray when we want something. So the brother was like, look, pray with us. Put foot to foot, shoulder to shoulder. When we go down, you go down with us. I'm just going with the motion. I'm just going with the flow. But I remember he said something to me. He said, but when you put your face on the floor, you should ask God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, whatever you want.